Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are back here with Dr. Nancy Gaines Dillard, better known as Dr. Nancy Knows. Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine. There's so much to her. She's helping people all over the world. Welcome back today. How are you?
Thanks, Jill. I am fantastic here in Arizona. It's a little overcast, but we're faring better than most of the country, going through a lot of snowstorms out there.
Yes. Well, welcome back. I hope your holidays were good. Everything went well?
So good. So blessed and grateful.
Great. So Dr. Nancy's integrativemedicine.com is just one of the websites. She also has nonprofits. We'll talk about that. But please, for those new listeners today, viewers, would you mind introducing yourself to everyone?
Absolutely. I'm Dr. Nancy Gaines Dillard, a family board certified integrative healthcare practitioner. I've been practicing medicine for 25 years. The last 10 years of my career was in emergency medicine and trauma. And then, I had an awakening and I was called to travel 3,000 miles across the country from Philadelphia to embark here on Arizona and eventually open up my own practice. And it's really all about personalized, customized care. And, I'm not a traditional healthcare provider. I take my time and that's another reason why I kind of started my own business was because I wanted to treat people on my terms with compassion. Not to say that it's not that way in the hospital setting or in your primary care, but sometimes it's all about the bottom line and the bottom dollar. And so the more you see, the more beneficial economically, the organization can be. But I don't care about that. What I care about is you. I develop my own personalized products for individuals. NG cares about you, customized wellness. I do aesthetics, weight loss. I do a natural supplementation based on, blood work that are deficient in you. And so then I create a supplement that's specific to you. So it's customized wellness at its finest.
Beautifully said. Wow. Dr. Nancy's on a roll right before the new year. Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. And every week we have great conversations that really are packed full of knowledge. And I think got me thinking, and it's getting people thinking about health in a different way and doing your best. I mean, the tools are here. You're here to help. Why not live a better life, eat better for your blood type, find out what you're deficient in. And it's awesome. So what do you have in store for us today? I'm excited.
Well, I have some exciting news for you, but I want to talk about going into the new year with everyone and natural supplements, right? If you don't have access or, don't have time to check in with a healthcare provider, you want to know what supplements are best for you. And I have some tips for everybody today. There are about 5 different tips. So if you go to your medicine cabinet, wherever you keep your multivitamin or vitamins at, I just want to give you 5 tips on if these particular products are in your supplement, you need to toss them in the trash and then your plastic bottle goes in recycling. Okay.
All right.
The first of the 5 is folic acid. It's a synthetic supplement. Form of folic acid, right? It builds up into the blood and a lot of people don't metabolize it. So the best form will be methylated folic, right? So number 2 is cyanocobalamin, and that's our traditional B12. That's the synthetic version too. So everybody, we don't metabolize that.
Why are they making it? Why are they selling it? I don't get it.
Bottom dollar, mass manufacturing, right? And get it out to the masses, whether it works or not, it doesn't matter. So, I don't know if you've ever heard of putting your vitamin in water and letting it sit for a week. And if it doesn't dissolve, it's got a lot of these components in it that doesn't allow your body to absorb it. So cyanocobalamin is one of the bad ones that your body won't absorb. So we've got folic acid, cyanocobalamin, mag oxide. If mag oxide is a part of your supplement, ditch it, right? It's really only used for a laxative. So it's not the formulation that your body will poorly absorb. Zinc oxide, right? You think zinc is good, zinc oxide. Nope, it's not the formulated version that your body's going to metabolize. And lastly is D-alpha tocopherol. So that is vitamin E, but it's not the best form. So anything that you can get that's liposomal in some of your B vitamins and vitamin E, that is the best way that your body is processes it and allows it to work and give you energy and sustainability. So these are the kinds of things that I would pick up on micronutrient testing, because it looks at the cellular membrane level of how well your body is absorbing nutrients in your environment and your diet.
Wow. See, my dad is a firm believer in buying all his vitamins at Costco. I have no idea what's in them now. I have to go look at his shelf when I go there later. Wait, yeah. I mean, not to say Costco's bad. I love Costco, but like all those vitamins, because you buy them in bulk, they're cheaper. I'm not saying they're good or bad, but wow.
So that's some helpful tips, just to educate you and empower you to know the difference. Ignorance isn't bliss, and bringing
Mhm.
awareness, knowledge is power. So it allows you to make a more informed decision about you.
Wow. Thank you for the tips on that one. Good. I'm going to go to my medicine cabinet too later. I take a prenatal vitamin, but wait, I'm prescribed a folic acid by my doctor because I have, okay, there's something, it's a mother MTHR something gene. What is that?
So key to
What is that? Tell me, because he told me I don't have it or something's wrong.
over 70% of the population has this mutation gene, and that's exactly what I'm telling you. It's the methylated formulations of the folic acid, and specifically as it relates to the B12. 70% of our population will not convert that form of vitamin into a usable form.
So he prescribes me folic acid, but how do I know it's the good? I'm assuming it's the right
It's a
one.
methylfolate, I'm sure.
Okay.
It will
All right,
tell you.
good. If I have that, okay. So it's okay to have that little gene, the variant. It's all right.
So again, knowledge is power. If you know what you have, then that's how we can treat it most effectively. Because this mutation, without converting that form of B12 into the methylated version in your folate, your gut is the second brain. So it can cause fogginess or symptoms of, tired and fatigue, and, feel like you're older than you are. And, you wonder why you feel this way. And baseline blood work will tell you that, these numbers are pretty normal. You have to dig a little bit deeper sometimes with
Awesome.
testing that looks at the cellular membrane level.
Yeah, it was only when I was trying to get pregnant, I did my whole genetic panel. So I found these things out, that and hereditary fructose intolerance. So
There you have it. Now, listen, I do want to tell everybody about my Magnificent Mondays. They are almost coming up on a year. So I did this last Monday of the year for Magnificent Monday. And I talked about reflection, but I ultimately do these Magnificent Mondays for me. They're like short reels, less than a minute, but they are thought provoking to just kind of like, allow yourself to say, okay, I am enough. All right, well, I can do this, and the choice is mine. So it's all motivational. So, tune in every Monday for Magnificent Monday on my YouTube channel, Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, Facebook, Google, Vimeo. I'm everywhere, on my Instagram page as well, under Ask Dr. Nancy, DrNancy. That's where you can find me, drnancysintegrativemedicine.com, drnancyknows.com. Yeah, so listen, 480-669-6452. Going into the new year, you're first to hear it, everyone, that Dr. Nancy is going to have her own network. It is going to broadcast in over 196 countries. And so I often say, be a part of the solution and not the problem.
congratulations.
Thank you. Knowledge is key, in bringing awareness to many different people on many different views allows them to make a more informed decision. So stay tuned, everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. That is awesome. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Is this like a big reveal on our show today? This is exciting. And do we start filming yet? When is it going to start? Just curious if you know any of that.
Yeah, so my Dr. Nancy Knows shows are on my World Wellness channel already, now up and running. So they're broadcasting. It's a 24/7 network. It's OTT broadcasting. So if everyone is not familiar with OTT, you will over the next 3 to 6 years. Over the top broadcasting media. It is internet based at its finest. It's next generation television, and all of the broadcasts are going to need to change over to that.
Great. Congrats. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Looking forward to it. What else do we have in store for today?
Well, goodness gracious. Yeah. So, we're embarking on the new year again, and it's all about mindset, not always just nutrition, right? So you can tell someone that this is bad for you, or you can pick it up and say, do I really need this before you indulge in it? That's all fine and well. But if you get to the crux of the mindset and coaching an individual in making the best decisions and choices for themselves, because a lot of times it's circumstantial, right? You woke up, it's a bad day, you're running late, you didn't pack, you didn't meal prep, you grab things, you waited too late to eat, you're starving, so you grab the first thing. So coaching at its finest and with regard to nutritional benefits on how to live your best life, it's never too late and you can start now.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And let me ask you this. If someone wants to get started with you, basically, here we are on a Zoom call, right? It's as simple as a Zoom call. You do the consultation and you actually, to start them off, you send out a special kit to them, correct? A prescription so they can get their blood work done. Can you explain that process?
That's
You don't
exactly right.
have to be in Arizona.
You don't. Now, I'm medically licensed in 10 states, but with my natural customized wellness solutions, I can practice anywhere in the country. And all it takes is that you go to my website, drnanciesintegrativemedicine.com, and tab on make an appointment, online appointment, and check the consultation. So the video visit, the consultation. So that allows us to connect, get you out some forms that you need to fill out and get you started with getting blood work and developing a specific treatment plan for you.
Awesome. Exciting. I think I need to click on that link. As soon as the new year comes, I would love to get my whole body tested and done, and I should. I mean, right?
Yeah.
Especially this day and age, I want to be my best me. Why not? And to work with a pro like you, I would love it. Awesome.
Yes, and just remember, everyone, the labs are in cities near you, so you don't have to be inconvenienced by anything outside of putting in your zip code and looking to see which lab is closest to you that partners with me and the type of testing that I do. And we are in all states.
Awesome. Can I ask you just a random question? I've heard a lot about telomeres. Telomeres are, you can explain it, I don't know, but it's a certain length that tells you an approximation of you're going to live longer. What are telomeres? And is that something that you test? Is that even worth testing or no?
Yeah, it's a part of the gene SNP testing that I do. It's called NutriPro, and it tests over 101 gene SNPs. And telomeres are, you want to keep them as long as possible. When they shorten, it just kind of increases your aging process and also increases your susceptibility to illness and or disease, inflammation. And so there's, again, based on your genetic disposition and consultation, lifestyle management, history of where you've lived, what kind of occupation you've had. All of these things are all multifactorial. I'm going to transition right into COVID because people often say, well, how can a whole household live together and 2 out of the 5 people get COVID and the others don't? I say it's because it's multifactorial. So it's not just genetics, it's environment. It's also the level in which your immune system is boosted, right? So
Yeah.
someone may be taking great supplements, getting vitamin D, sunlight, and the other one's working overnight all day and eating junk
Lack
food.
of sleep and
Lack of sleep, stress can lower your immune system. You may be already fighting a cold as well because your body is always constantly trying to maintain homeostasis. There are viruses, thousands of viruses in our environment that we're in contact all the time. So our body's always working to keep us healthy. And so if you're not helping and contributing to that, the body can only do so much. So that's why we say the amount of water a day you should get, the amount of protein, the amount of sleep, those all equal up to living your best life and able to combat any kind of, disease state or virus or intruder into your system, right? So one other fact about water, the amount of water you should get in a day is if a person weighs 100 pounds, you divide it by 2, that's 50. That's how many ounces of water a person needs in a 24-hour period. So that's key to weight loss, to purification, to detoxification, to helping your kidneys, thrive. Water, water, water.
Wow. Awesome. Good to know. Thank you. This is tea right now. It's usually coffee, but because I don't feel well. But all right, I got the water next to me too.
Good, good, good. So, here again, my nonprofit is Family Matters Healthcare Foundation. So it's www.Family Matters FC Healthcare Foundation, HFC.org, right? The Healthcare Foundation is abbreviated. And so there, what I do is, I didn't really know what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I made it all broad. So I have a little bit of something for just about everybody, rather it's, STEM programs, financial literacy, battered women, menopausal women, the change of life kind of things as well. CPR, I have an organization, is Dr. Nancy's Medical Training Academy, and the nonprofit often sponsors and donates different things like time, and with Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine, with individuals that may want to shadow or precept or do some internship in my organization's facilities. I have the nonprofit to really help. There's something for everyone.
And what made you develop this nonprofit? Would you mind sharing about? I know you love giving back, but could you explain what made you, start this to help so many people?
So listen, you won't always have the answers. You just have this gut feeling that you need to have these things in place. I've worked for organizations, institutions. I'm Ivy League educated for most of my career. And when I started on my own to open my own business, I had no idea what it would take. But with good guidance and mentorships and good faith and energy, positive vibes, and the law of attraction, it'll come to you about the things that you need to have in place. And everybody's setup and journey and walk is different. So I had no idea why I was getting my nonprofit. I just knew it was a great way to give back and have for the day that I was able to kind of really work more into that arena as well. So I don't have a clear answer. I just knew I had to do it.
Good. Well, it's wonderful the strides you're taking and to help so many people out there, because it's so important, healthcare. And with the world the way it is, and not everybody has to do the, it's good to know that there's people out there helping others that are in need, and health is wealth. Hello.
That's exactly right. So I say in my practice too, you're going to pay for one of two things, and it's either going to be your health or illness. So what would you want to invest in? Because a lot of people say, well, living, and eating well can be expensive. And I'm like, well, what price do you want to pay? Do you want to pay now, or do you want to pay later?
I've never heard of it that way. I've never looked at it. That's a beautiful way to say it. It's true. True.
It is. I got something from social media through, I think it was, one of the public figures. Let me see if I can find it. And it was, Steve Jobs. It was on Instagram. And, he didn't have his health, and he had all of this wealth.
Yeah.
And he listed a number of things that he wish he could have done differently.
Mm-hmm.
And when you don't have your health, wealth doesn't matter.
No, absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So that was profound, I thought. And, we need wake-up calls. Going through life without a purpose, sometimes, you'll wake up one day and think, gosh, where did all the time go? Time is priceless. The time that you spend with someone, you cannot get back.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And Dr. Nancy's Integrative Medicine.com is the website, just to point out, 480-669-6452. Right. Yep. Okay. If you're just tuning in, we're speaking with Dr. Nancy Knows. She has her own show, and she has her own nonprofit, and she's here helping us today, based out of Arizona, but she can work with you basically anywhere. And that's what we're talking about today: health and wealth, also known as the COVID doctor, because she was one of the doctors, in the beginning when it all started, where she was willing to, be the ones that are offering the test. I mean, that was what, almost 2 years ago now. You were one of the first doctors to take this upon at your practice, which was so kind.
So true. It's so true. And I continue to do that with a passion, actually.
Mhm.
I still am very, very much involved with COVID, rather it's a detox protocol for individuals that have been vaccinated, or if it's, you've got COVID in the last 24 to 72 hours and you want to start ivermectin and you're in a state that allows that. Arizona
Yeah.
is one of those. And
Mhm.
I can make that happen. I have, a number of non compounding pharmacies across the country, locally here as well. And then, I offer the monoclonal antibody therapy as well. So, if a person has COVID, they tested positive within the 10 days, have mild to moderate symptoms, these monoclonal antibodies can decrease your symptoms, decrease your likelihood of hospitalization, decrease death.
And one more time, monoclonal antibodies. And what's the other one called again? I always forget. Say it slow.
I'm not sure which one. What are you
Oh,
talking
it was before that. Agro something.
about?
The other treatment. It's monoclonal antibodies. Maybe it's another term for it. You just mentioned it.
I can't remember. I haven't
Yeah.
had my coffee this morning, girl.
No, it's all right. Agriculture, something it sounded like, but we talked about it last week as well. So the two treatments. So it's monoclonal antibodies that you can help people with. And this is only in state though, or for the
So yeah, it's an infusion or some
that has to be in
injection.
person. Okay.
So
Mhm.
it does have to be in person, but there are facilities across the country. We talked about a website last week as well. So, go to Google and type in monoclonal antibody therapy infusion.
And then
It's a hot topic, and these facilities don't keep in stock long. We get weekly shipments and they're in and out. But if you feel like that's something that you might want to consider, just give a call and we can kind of give you the criteria and talk you through it for sure. But again, wear your mask, social distance. Don't be afraid to live life though as well. And but just do your part as, a human being and be thoughtful, right? And be good contributors.
Great. And at this time, unfortunately, we're out of time. I know we started a little late today. What is the best forms of contact for you one more time? Would you mind sharing?
Absolutely. Dr. Nancy's integrativemedicine.com, drnancyknows.com, Dr. Nancy's MTA.org. That's the Medical Training Academy for CPR. 480-669-6452. I'm on all social media platforms. Dr. Nancy Knows is on all podcasts, including Podcast Business Network, Deezer, Sketcher, Android, Apple, Google, you name it.
She's everywhere.
Pandora, iHeart.
We're going to change her name. Dr. Nancy Knows, Dr. Nancy everywhere. She is.
Media,
and then
everybody.
The big announcement today about the new network.
Yeah, so stay tuned for more. Tune in to Dr. Nancy Knows.
Great. Congratulations. And thank you for being here and wishing you the best in the new year. And we'll be back after the new year talking again.
Yes, let's do it, Jill. We work well together. I love you, girl.
I love you too, sweetheart. Mwah. Love you. Thank you so much. Happy New Year to everyone. And again, Dr. Nancy Knows, guys, check her out. Go to that website. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned.
This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.